The Chargers have been active in free agency these past couple of days, and they still have some rookies that are consistently flashing in practice. I'm sure a lot of you guys, if you watch my videos, you already know the guy who I'm going to be bringing up today, because it seems like we talk about him every single freaking day. But Junior Colson, man, he is back out there doing team drills yesterday, and he already made his presence felt. And he's not even 100% yet, so that is a great sign for him. But you know what, let's just go ahead and start off with Tucker Fisk, because I mentioned him in yesterday's video because he went out for a workout, but he is now officially signed. He went to Stanford, played both defensive end and tight end over his 4 years there, and then he was an undrafted free agent for the Falcons in 2022. Like I said yesterday, this dude is big, 6'4", 285 pounds. I mean, he played defensive end, so he's got to be big like that. So he's almost certainly going to be more of a blocker than a receiver. Like, that's how he's going to be used, and that's how he has been used, like at Stanford and with the Falcons. And what's interesting to me is that with the Falcons, he actually had some snaps where he was lined up as a fullback. So keep an eye out on that as well, because the Chargers, they did release Ben Mason, who was supposed to be utilized in that role, like the fullback slash tight end kind of role, you know, that hybrid. But he's gone. Tucker Fisk, he steps into that role as that tight end slash fullback hybrid. And Jordan McFadden seems to be like that go-to guy at fullback right now. But, you know, like Jim Harbaugh says, it's always good to have competition. And what's crazy to me is actually that Tucker Fisk is kind of like the same size as Jordan McFadden. He's a little bit smaller, but Tucker Fisk, 6'4", 285 pounds. Jordan McFadden, 6'2", 303 pounds. So they're pretty similar in size, even though Jordan McFadden is an offensive lineman and Tucker Fisk is like a tight end kind of, you know. But I just thought that was really interesting. And also something that I'm a little bit worried about right now is the fact that they did go out and sign a tight end. Like, does this mean that Hayden Hurst is really hurt? Or does this have nothing to do with Easton Stick almost getting Hayden Hurst killed? Like, I really don't know, because I think Tucker Fisk is definitely more of a fullback tight end hybrid than Hayden Hurst is, and definitely not as good of a receiver, but a better blocker for sure. So they're two pretty different players. Yeah, I just don't know what this means for Hayden Hurst. If it means anything, we just don't know right now. But it's something that came to my mind. Now, a lot of Chargers fans wanted them to go out and sign Justin Simmons, and now we can officially say that is not going to happen, because the Falcons just signed him today. He was the best free agent available for like a long time. It seemed like, 2 months that he was the best guy available. Just didn't really sign with anybody. He was probably waiting until we get through a little bit of training camp to see what the best spot would be for him. Did sign with the Falcons. I think it would have been an awesome fit on the Chargers, to be honest with you guys, but I just think it was probably too expensive for this staff. And Joe Ortiz, he's been spending low on guys. That's why I think that they didn't make this happen. I think that they were interested, though, because reportedly Raheem Layne, he had the opportunity to sign with the Chargers this week, but he ended up with the Giants. You guys know Raheem Layne. He was on this team last year. He's been on this team for a while. He's a safety. The Chargers have been very active recently in free agency, and they were looking at Raheem Layne, so they've been looking at DB depth. And if they want to continue looking at DB depth, Justin Simmons is gone, yeah, but the guy that just got onto this free agent market now is Jalen Mills. He was just released by the Giants, and he is a very versatile defender that shouldn't cost too much money. I mean, he has been used at safety, in the box, in the slot, and out wide for the past 8 years in the NFL. So he's got a lot of experience with the Eagles and the Patriots. And Jesse Minter, we know he loves those guys that can play multiple positions in that defensive backfield. That is one thing that he has preached with the guys that are on the roster right now. They need to play multiple positions. And that secondary, they didn't look great against the Seahawks. Like, let's just be honest here. And some guys, they did have some good plays here and there, like Tarheeb Still. I thought he played pretty well. Dean Leonard had some plays where he was like, fast on the ball. Like, he almost had that interception, but he fell down. But you know what? I could definitely see the Chargers being interested in Jalen Mills for some veteran depth back there, the same way that they went out and signed Tony Jefferson. This would be the same kind of signing. They're different players, yeah, but Jalen Mills, I think he fits more of what the Chargers want than Tony Jefferson does. So if the money is right, I could see this happening. Now let's talk about our daily Tremon Morris-Brash highlight. And he actually had a few yesterday in practice. So Daniel Popper of The Athletic, he had this to say in his article. He reported that Tre'Mon had 2 pressures on back-to-back plays in team drills. One of them was a spin move against Rashawn Slater. That same spin move that we saw against Trey Pipkins is working against Rashawn Slater in team drills, bro. Like, Tremon Morris-Brash is flashing, man, against an all-pro left tackle. Like, he's not going up there against Trey Pipkins now, okay? And then Jesse Minter, another play, he dialed up his signature simulated blitz, only brought 4 guys rushing, and it caused a lot of confusion on that line. Tremon Morris-Brash taking advantage, gets the pressure on Easton Stick. And then in individual drills, he flashed that spin move yet again and won virtually untouched. That is the report. He was virtually untouched on a spin move. Tre'Mon, he is definitely making this team, bro. Like, I'm just going to say it right now. We were talking about, like, a couple months ago, before training camp even started, I was talking about on this channel how Chris Rumph, he needs to stay healthy and he needs to play well in training camp. And if Chris Rumph, you know, like, he's been out with a foot injury, and I think the reports were before he got injured that he was impressing the staff. I think Jesse Minter had some quote that he did like Chris Rumph and liked what he saw from him. But now, you know, Chris Rumph, your best ability is your availability, and he just has not been available. And we see right now he's still not available. And Tremon Morris-Brash is getting a lot of those snaps, playing with the first team defense right now. And he's playing very well. This coaching staff, they have no ties to Chris Rumph like the last one did. So that's why I'm thinking, like, they might just cut him to make room for Tremon Morris-Brash. And then also in practice 2 days ago, Tremon Morris-Brash, he had another sack. And look who got an interception. That's Thomas Harper, man. I'm telling you, keep an eye on Thomas Harper too. I like that guy. Keep an eye out for him. Now, lastly, we got our junior Colson update. He was in team drills for the first time, 11 on 11s, and he had a sack and blew up a screen pass to Elijah Dotson. That's 2 plays that he made in his first opportunity, man. I love to see that. Junior Colson, not even fully healthy yet, but he is making plays immediately as soon as he is given the opportunity to in team drills. I just hope that we can see him this weekend against the Rams, especially because I'm pretty sure that Nick Neiman is still injured, so I don't know if he's going to be playing. So Junior Colson would be able to get some more reps out there, maybe. You know, maybe not, because you want to keep him healthy. You don't want to risk injury or anything like that, but I do at least want to see him. Also, shout out to Easton Stick, bro, because he had 8 third down attempts in practice yesterday. Did not convert a single one of them. Okay, I just, like, bro, if this staff is serious about competition, like, I really don't know if Easton Stick makes this roster. Like, do they keep 3 quarterbacks? Because if they keep 3 quarterbacks, he's definitely got more of a shot to make this roster. But is he even better than Max Duggan? Because I thought Max Duggan played better in the preseason game against the Seahawks. Like, if they want that second man up to be the best guy on this roster right now, I think it's Luis Perez. But really, I could totally see them going out and getting another quarterback and having that guy be the backup if Luis Perez doesn't continue to impress. So I just really, the backup quarterback spot right now, it is literally entirely up for grabs. Like, it could be anybody's job right now, even somebody that is not on this team. But that is everything that you need to know today. And if you did not see my video yesterday, yeah, Tremon Morris-Brash is still pretty good.